AM Best has just released a special report on the Middle East North Africa region. The report is titled Protest Alter Forecast for Premium Growth in MENA. Joining us now to talk more about that is Senior Managing Economist James Gillard. Jim, why don't you start by giving us an overview of the report?
Well, it's very good to be here. Well, the report first examines how the economic outlook in the Middle East North Africa region has changed over the past year. This is particularly informative because of all the social unrest that has been going on over the past year, often referred to as the Arab Spring. So we can look at how this Arab Spring has impacted the growth prospects for the different countries in the region. We find the majority of the countries in the region, not surprisingly, had a decline in their growth prospects as measured by change in real gross domestic product, or GDP. This was mostly driven by decline in tourism revenues, a drop-off in foreign direct investment in the region, and the like. Interestingly, there were some countries that experienced a slight, mild, positive revision to their forecasts, mostly driven by increase in oil prices due to the supply disruption, mostly out of Libya. The report then uses the two forecast vintages, the one before the Arab Spring and the one after the Arab Spring, to project premium growth in the region. And while we find the results vary country by country, so by using this method of projecting premiums using growth, we find, for example, in Egypt, before the protest, we would expect it between 2010 and 2015, insurance premiums to grow by around 34% in Egypt. After the protest, using revised forecasts, we project premium growth of around 21%. So a pretty significant decline for Egypt. However, for the region, we find the decline only to be about 0.7% overall for that same time period. It should be noted that we are focusing solely on the tie between economic growth and insurance premium growth and kind of leaving the other factors constant.
Now, how is premium growth linked to economic activity in the region, Jim?
There is a very strong link between economic activity and premium growth, not only in this region, but globally. Right? Because as a country's economy grows, additional wealth is gained by the population, therefore demand for insurance, as with almost any other consumer good, goes up. So the strength of this link is really determined by the stability of the ratio of GDP to insurance premium growth or insurance penetration. And by no means this is the only factor that would impact premium growth. Right? There are countries that are experiencing increases in insurance penetration. Things like compulsory covers and increased insurance awareness in the region can really have positive impacts on insurance penetration.
So, Jim, what's AM Best's outlook moving forward for the MENA region?
Overall, the prospects for the region are very positive. Most of the unrest seems to have subsided, and the risks of it spreading to other countries has fallen significantly. So most of the countries that were only mildly impacted or not directly impacted at all have returned back to their very strong growth paths. On the other hand, the countries that were directly impacted the most significantly, the story is a bit of a mixed bag. Places like Egypt and Tunisia have both held elections, and while the process hasn't been smooth, particularly in Egypt, and difficult times remain ahead, certainly for both countries, the direction seems to be very positive. Syria, on the other hand, things continue to deteriorate daily, and Libya does seem to be a long way off from any type of government stability.
James Gillard, thank you for telling us all about it today.
Thank you very much for having me.
You can find the full report online at ambest.com.